So the international break is all over now, which means the Premier League is back on this weekend, and here are top 5 reasons why the Premier League is arguably the best league in the world. Last year, for the first time ever, the top 4 teams that contested the European finals were, guess what? All from the same league. And what league was that? The Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's not forget Liverpool and their amazing comeback in the semi-finals to overthrow the Barcelona and Lionel Messi. What? Nobody gave them a chance in that one, but they made it. And props to Spurs as well, who managed to overcome a very youthful but exciting Ajax to book their spot in the UEFA Champions League final. Over in the UEFA Europa League final, massive hats off to both Arsenal and Chelsea for doing their bits and making it to the final, where they made it a nice, exciting London derby. Goals, goals, and more goals. It's been an absolute goal fest in the Premier League so far in its start, and it's usually La Liga that pretty much outscores everyone around Europe. But so far, after 8 match weeks, La Liga has 200 goals spot on. As for the Premier League, they're on 210. But that really shouldn't come as too much of a surprise to you, considering last season the Premier League swamped pretty much everyone and broke its own record, scoring a whopping 1,074 goals. But we also have to give our props to the Bundesliga, who had a much better goals per game ratio. So Germany, we'll let you have that one. Big up yourself. Now, you could argue that the Premier League doesn't necessarily have the best footballers in the world, with the likes of Lionel Messi staying ever so faithful to La Liga and Barcelona, and his best rival, Cristiano Ronaldo, plying his trade at Juventus in the Serie A in Italy. But you could argue as well that the Premier League does happen to boast some of the best managers in the world, or at least the top 2 best managers in the world. Enter Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. Jurgen Klopp won the Champions League in spectacular fashion last year, and come on, let's be honest, not many would have given Liverpool that way of a comeback, especially against Barcelona in the semis. 2, he just picked up the FIFA Best Manager award last month. And 3, his Liverpool team are currently sitting pretty at the top of the table in the Premier League, 8 points ahead of their rivals Manchester City. So let's be honest, not much to argue against him in being probably the best manager in the world right now. Well, the Manchester City faithful and Pep Guardiola might have a thing or two to say about that, because I mean, Pep Guardiola, come on, the man has won titles pretty much everywhere he's been, and the Premier League has been absolutely no different. Just last season he won everything, and I mean everything there was to win domestically in England, and then it's been his style of play that he's transformed this Manchester City team that really has everybody drooling. So whether it's Pep's exciting style of play, or Jurgen Klopp's amazing work in the transfer market, or let's be honest, his fabulous smile, there is no doubt that these are 2 of the best managers in the world right now. They always light up the press conferences and especially the sidelines. So here's another strong case as to why the Premier League could be called the best league in the world right now, because it's probably the most competitive. Now, let's be honest, La Liga has been bossed around by Real Madrid and Barcelona for the past 15 years, apart from back in 2014 when Atletico Madrid did win. Well, similar could be said for the Bundesliga, although we could really call it Bayern's Liga, because it's really been a one-horse race, at least for the last 7 years, when Bayern Munich have just won back-to-back titles. Dortmund only taking the title off of them twice in the last 10 years. And it's the same old story over in the Serie A, where Juventus have pretty much bossed things for the last 8 years and counting. So let's flip things back now to the Premier League, where we have seen 4 different champions in the last 10 years. And in what other league would you see a 5,000-to-1 winner in Leicester City, who shocked us all back when they won the title in 2016? Now, I know this one's going to ruffle quite a few feathers, but before you start getting all upset, just hear me out, will you? Because we can make a case for the Premier League having one of the best atmospheres you will ever experience at a football ground. And why is that? Well, it's all down to the away fans. Now, unlike some of the other top leagues in the rest of Europe, where it's not really that common to see the fans traveling hundreds of miles to support their club at rival clubs, it's pretty standard in the Premier League. And I mean, just picture thousands of fans who are willing to travel hundreds of miles, the length and width of England, just to support their Premier League clubs. That's pretty amazing. And it creates pretty amazing atmospheres too. So there you have it, guys. Hate it or love it, there are 5 reasons why the Premier League could possibly be the best league in the world right now. Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.